Today we're going to be talking about why we preach. And you know, I'm not like any certified preacher, and a lot of people aren't. Some people are. There are a lot of preachers in the world. But I got to thinking about this yesterday because, like, all of us have opportunities to spread the word, even though we don't have to lead a whole church congregation to be able to preach to someone. So I want to take us to Romans 10. Romans 10 verse 12. Wait, no, verse 14. Okay, and it says, "How then can they call on the one they have not believed in? And how can they believe in the one whom they have not heard? And how can they hear without someone preaching to them?" Okay, so I thought it was cool to look at that, reversing the order of those things. So first we start out with, how then can they call on the one they have not believed in? Okay, but right before that, we have, and how can they believe in the one whom they have not heard? So the very first line, well, the very last line in this verse, because I'm reversing it, but let's reverse. Okay, so it says, how can they hear without someone preaching to them? We have to preach first for someone to hear about Jesus. They're not just gonna, there are people in this world, think of everyone everywhere in this world, some people haven't even heard of Jesus. Like, so of course, how would they be able to call on his name if they haven't even heard of him, okay? So that's why we need to preach, so they can hear. And then we can move on to, and how can they believe in the one whom they have not heard? Now that they've heard him, they have the opportunity to believe. And then they can call on the one that they can believe in now, because it says, then how can they call on the one they have not believed in? But the thing is, they have the opportunity to believe in him because they've heard of him now. So that's the order. I thought it was pretty cool looking at that. But it also just made me remember, like, just take such, what's the word? Like, joy in the fact that I'm doing these sermons now, because, like, I didn't always do this. I literally just started doing content like this, spreading little things of the gospel, and then the sermon until like this January. So like all of this year basically. But like in the past, it wasn't like every day that I go around spreading the gospel, you know? And so I think that's just a wake-up call that we need to get out there, spread the word so that people can hear, and then they can hear, and then they can believe, and then they can believe, and they can call on his name. And you know, like, now that I am doing these sermons and stuff and spreading the gospel, it's like, how did I never do that? Like, how did I go around just not ever doing that? Because it just feels good spreading the gospel. It's not like a thing that we have to be like scared to do, because when you actually do it, it's a thing that we need to talk about. It's truth. So why not bring it up in your daily conversations, or try to figure out a way to bring it up to a friend? You don't have to be a preacher. I'm just in my backyard out here. Lightning. It's a storm, by the way. I'm just out here in my backyard preaching and to y'all on YouTube. So it's not anything that you need to be scared of, you know. Just get out there, get out of your comfort zone, talk to a friend, just ask them, you know, have you heard of Jesus? Do you want to hear Jesus? And that's the thunder. So anyway, I gotta get out of this, but I just want this to be a sign for you to get out there and preach so they can hear the word of God.